Okay, so you've given us this fascinating collection of sources today. We're talking about two, well, monumental sea fortresses of the Maratha Empire, Vijaydurg and Sindhudurg. Our mission, really, is to navigate these historical waters together, figure out the strategic brilliance, the true significance of these incredible structures, and see how they quite literally shaped an empire. Let's dive in.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating here, I think, is that these weren't just, stone structures piled up. They symbolize a kind of revolutionary foresight in defense. For centuries, sea power in this region, it was dominated by established, often foreign entities. Shivaji's vision was, well, groundbreaking because he saw the sea not just as a barrier to his land-based empire, but as an extension of it.
Yeah.
That's a concept most land-based rulers back then just, frankly, ignored.
That really is a powerful shift in perspective, isn't it? And to truly grasp that foresight, we have to start with Shivaji Maharaj's grand vision, this idea for a powerful Maratha navy. He clearly understood that for the Marathas to achieve, lasting dominance, they couldn't just rule the land. They had to command the waves of the Arabian Sea as well.
Precisely. And this vision was crucial because it directly challenged the existing naval might. We're talking the Portuguese, the Mughals, and the Siddis. All of them were the dominant maritime forces controlling the Konkan coast at that time. Which, it raises a really important question for any rising power, right? How do you build naval strength when you're essentially starting from scratch against such established sea powers? It required not just innovative thinking, but formidable strategic strongholds.
Right, strongholds. And speaking of strategic strongholds designed to challenge that kind of maritime dominance, Vijaydurg, it really stands out. It's Shivaji Maharaj's earliest and arguably most significant initial naval success. Originally it was known as Gheria Fort, located down in Devgad, Maharashtra. He captured it back in 1653 CE from the Adilshahi Sultanate of Bijapur.
Yeah, and the capture itself was, well, strategically brilliant. The sources tell us it was a kind of surprise attack, came in by land, quickly reinforced by sea. And Vijaydurg, at that point, it had pretty weak defenses, apparently, so it made for a relatively short campaign. But it's the immediate transformation after the capture, turning it into the Marathas' very first major naval base, that truly highlights its significance. That's the key part.
That swift transformation, turning Vijaydurg around so quickly, it really is remarkable. It implies, a remarkable level of organizational efficiency for the time, doesn't it? And the people involved were absolutely key. Of course, Shivaji Maharaj himself leading the strategy, meticulously planning for this naval dominance idea, but he had incredible support. Figures like Mai Nayak Bhandari, Konkan naval chief, really instrumental in planning those coastal route attacks. Then there was Shivaji Kek, a fort specialist who helped with repairs and, beefing up the fortifications. And, of course, the tireless Maratha Mavlas, who actually fought to secure passage along those Konkan routes. But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The true strategic brilliance of Vijaydurg wasn't just in capturing it, it was in that immediate transformation that followed. They didn't just take it, they re-engineered it fundamentally. They added these massive triple-layered walls on the sea-facing side, layers designed apparently to absorb the shock of cannon fire more effectively, than a single thick wall, dissipating the force, making breaches far more difficult. Yeah. Clever stuff.
Very clever. It shows an understanding of contemporary siege warfare adapted for the sea.
And they also constructed a secret underwater tunnel, get this, approximately 200 meters long. Could be used for escape, maybe resupplying the fort. What kind of strategic problems did a feature like that solve for a burgeoning navy?
Well, that underwater tunnel, it offered a vital lifeline, didn't it? Whether for, covert movement of personnel, maybe an emergency escape during a siege, or resupplying without being detected by enemy ships. It meant the fort wasn't just a strong point, but a more resilient, adaptable base. And critically, they built an early dry dock, or dockyard, for shipbuilding, anchoring Maratha vessels. That's a critical facility. It allowed them to repair and construct ships actually out of the water, which was a rare, pretty sophisticated capability for a nascent navy in that era.
That's a huge advantage.
Huge. And this fort then became the official headquarters for the Maratha Navy under the, well, legendary Sakal Kanhoji Angri. He would become the Maratha Empire's really formidable naval commander, renowned for his innovative guerrilla tactics at sea. So Vijaydurg became his base of operations.
So Vijaydurg showed their skill in adapting an existing structure, taking something and making it theirs, making it better. But if Vijaydurg was about that rapid transformation, Then Sindhudurg, that was about pure, unadulterated vision, built entirely from Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's own blueprint. This fortress, located in Malvan, also in Maharashtra, was constructed between 1664 and 1667 CE. Took about 3 years. And its name, Sindhudurg, literally means sea fort. Simple as that.
And its main purpose was crystal clear: serve as an impregnable Maratha naval base, and crucially, guard the coastline from those ever-present threats of Mughals in the cities. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it really demonstrates Shivaji's long-term, proactive vision for defense, not just reacting to threats, but building permanent deterrence for generations.
The sheer scale of its construction is, well, it's astonishing when you read about it. Shivaji Maharaj personally chose the site after surveying the Malvan coast himself. Choosing a site personally like that, it suggests an incredible depth of understanding of naval strategy, doesn't it? What factors would Shivaji have been looking for in that location, you think, to deem it perfect?
Oh, definitely. He would have been looking for natural defensive advantages, like a rocky island, maybe far enough from the mainland to be difficult to assault by land, but close enough to launch and support naval operations effectively. Deep waters nearby for larger ships, but maybe also hidden coves or shallower areas for smaller, faster vessels. Tactical flexibility.
Makes sense.
And the chief architect was Shivaji Maharaj. Now, he also designed the famous Raigad Fort, which indicates, consistency of architectural brilliance across Shivaji's projects. What's even more impressive, maybe, is that they transported laterite stones from over 200 kilometers away. And it took over 100 architects and, get this, 4,000 workers to complete this massive undertaking.
Wow.
Imagine the logistics. Moving all that material with 17th century technology, kind of mind-boggling.
It really is a testament to engineering and just sheer human effort. And just like with Vijaydurg, the scale of Sindhudurg's construction highlighted the, well, indispensable role of dedicated teams and skilled individuals. Beyond Shivaji Maharaj as the master planner and designer, you had Shivaji Maharaj, the chief architect, actually executing that vision on the ground. And remember, Mai Nayak Bhandari from Vijaydurg, he pops up again. He was a key naval advisor and commander for Konkan sea defense during Sindhudurg's construction, too. Shows that vital continuity of expertise, right?
Exactly. Consistency in personnel and strategy.
Plus, you had local mavelas and fishermen playing a crucial role in the actual labor and transporting resources across what must have been difficult terrain and water.
And the unique features of Sindhudurg, they really underscore its strategic importance and innovative design. It boasts this immense 3-kilometer-long fort wall, specifically engineered to withstand powerful sea waves and direct naval attacks. Like Vijaydurg, it also apparently has a secret underwater entry for hidden access and escape. Another brilliant tactical detail, really. But perhaps most astonishingly, it has Shivaji Maharaj's own palm print preserved inside the fort wall.
That detail always gets me.
Right. Think about that for a moment. A single palm print, centuries later, still there. It just speaks volumes about the personal investment Shivaji had in this monumental project. It's incredibly human.
It really is. It brings the history right down to a personal level. What other unique aspects made Sindhudurg such an impregnable base?
Well, there's a Shivaji temple inside the fort, the only one of its kind apparently built after his death, which speaks to its immense cultural and, well, political significance later on. There was a dedicated naval watchtower, allowed them to continuously monitor Portuguese, city, and even British ships further out, providing early warnings, intelligence gathering, vital stuff. And it later became another critical command post for Kanhoji Angre, further cementing its role as a key naval headquarters alongside Vijaydurg. Imagine you're, I don't know, a city captain trying to blockade the coast, and suddenly this behemoth of a fort starts rising from the sea, constantly watching you. That must have been intimidating.
Absolutely. So bringing these two incredible forts together then, what does this all mean for us today? We see two distinct yet complementary strategic blueprints, really. Vijaydurg, the captured fort, brilliantly transformed into the Marathas' very first major naval base, complete with that early dry dock. It showed their ability to rapidly adapt and innovate with existing structures, resourcefulness.
Exactly. And then Sindhudurg, the purpose-built, virtually impregnable fortress, a direct testament to Shivaji's architectural and strategic genius, built from the ground up for a specific long-term defensive purpose. Together, they weren't just isolated forts dotted along the coast. They were powerful symbols of Maratha naval strength and Shivaji Maharaj's incredible foresight in defending India's west coast. They directly challenged the established might of the Portuguese, the Mughals, the cities. And, critically, they established Maratha dominance at sea, at least for a significant period. They quite literally changed the tide of power in the region.
These forts truly were innovations that shifted the balance of power on the water. They proved, didn't they, that a land-based empire could become a formidable sea power with the right vision, strategic improvisation, and, well, monumental planning and effort.
It really makes you think. And perhaps this raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider. What stands out to you most about how these structures, Vijaydurg and Sindhudurg, exemplified strategic innovation? And maybe more broadly, the power of a visionary leader in shaping not just land-based empires, but sea-based ones too.